All right, 8:08 from 8 o'clock. Money update for you in a few. This is Bill Will, Sports Director Mike Snyder alongside, and one of the guys who will be inducted into the Indians Hall of Fame is alongside left-hander Sudden, Sam McDowell. Sam, it's great to see you. Thank you for your time, first of all. We appreciate it a great deal.
It's good to be here.
We had a guy earlier, I don't know if you ever saw him, Duke Sims.
He sat there. Him out. He better have said nice things to me because he needs a ride back.
He said great things. He said you never brushed him off. Every sign he put down, you threw.
Oh?
That's what he said.
News to me.
That's what he said, at least.
Well, what he meant was that I didn't know what he put down, so it didn't matter.
Congratulations, though, sir. This is a great honor this weekend. Really is.
Thank you very much.
You know, Sam, you look back at, as you kind of reflect as you go into the Indians Hall of Fame, and, I mean, you were so special in those years. We were talking with Duke about the pitching back then. My gosh, what a staff you guys had, the rotation that you had.
It was the most unbelievable staff. In fact, I think there's something like 20 or 30 records that still stand with our pitching staff, but it was just phenomenal with Siebert and Harrigan and Tion and Stan Williams as a stand-in periodically, and then myself. Heck, in 1968, I think we set the all-time record in the history of baseball for earned run average for a starting pitching staff. I know that Louis led the league with a 129 earned run average and me with a 181. You had 5 starting pitchers that were under 2. That's never happened before in the history of baseball.
And it may not happen again now, I mean, with things geared to hitting. I mean, they really kind of changed things around after that year, didn't they, in baseball? They lowered the mound. Some were tried to do things like that.
Well, they lowered the mound a little bit, but it didn't really change. I don't think things changed up until about 15 years ago when basically the umpires took over and decided basically on the strike zone that they wanted and eventually forced it down the throat of baseball. And baseball accepted it. And then, of course, the batters today, they have a completely different philosophy, which is making it very difficult for the pitchers. And that is that they all use 29, 30, and 31-ounce bats and 31-inch bats, where back in our day, they thought a 40-ounce bat and a 40-inch bat, because it had all that wood, was great. It was good wood. And obviously it slowed everything down. And today the bat speed is triple what it used to be. You know, they talk about the ball being livened up. It hasn't been. And that can be proven. You know, balls every year, leave it to the pitchers. But balls every year automatically go to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology as well as at University in Chicago, and they check them and compare them against balls from, previous years.
Right.
And nothing has ever changed with a ball. But look at the difference in the home runs. And the home runs, it's at bat speed. It's not the steroids, it's the bat speed.
Sam, the 6-time American League All-Star, 122 wins with the Tribe, 20 games for the Indians in 1970. And you go through the record books, and McDowell names everywhere. In strikeouts, he's second to Feller in 65 with 325. Also third, fourth, and fifth on the list as far as strikeouts in a season for the Indians, 69, 68, 70, and 65. Sam, Saturday you'll be honored going into the Indians Hall of Fame along with some other great names with Herb Score and others. Update Tribe fans on life now. What are we up to nowadays? Where are we at and that sort of thing?
Well, I live in Claremont, Florida, which is a suburb of Orlando. And we run down there what we call the City of Legends. And it's basically a retirement village for former athletes, not just baseball, but any athlete we have down there. And it was mostly to gain benefits for individuals that needed help. Most of it was physical. When you get our age, everything goes wrong. And a lot of the guys from my era don't have insurance.
Right.
And so they're really losing their houses and their cars and everything. And so we decided to stop that. We set up a system down there in which they get free care, they get free help, and it just exploded from that point on to where now it's a major marketing program as well as a nonprofit charity and so on. And of course, I still work full time for the baseball assistance team out of the commissioner's office. I'm the counselor in which I'm in charge of all former players and their family members. So any problem that comes up, we take care of it.
Sam, that just kind of following up on that, a baseball career, it really is just a snapshot of your life. Duke Sims made a point where, he's thinking, well, it was 17 years, then becomes 17 years. It's like 30 years since you play. I mean, and it is tough for a lot of guys going on after their career, isn't it?
It is. It's a major transition. And, in fact, one of the things that we're working on now is helping the modern-day ball player because the assumption was that, well, if you're making $2, $3, $4, $5 million a year and you've got a financial advisor, well, financially speaking, you're going to be okay for the rest of your life, which they are. But that doesn't solve all the problems that they're running into. And they're finding out that money doesn't buy, that peace of mind or that happiness, that they have got to get things together, and we still help them with that.
The emotional adjustments and everything else that come with leaving baseball. Yeah. It's great to see you. Thank you so much. Congratulations again on the honor this weekend, okay?
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Sam McDowell, part of the Hall of Fame
class.
Hall of Fame class at Jacobs Field this weekend.